Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Pi Ninja Akram, and today we have a new beginner-friendly Python game to make. Today we're going to build a complete Tic Tac Toe game in Python, step by step, just pure logic. By the end of this video, you should understand loops, functions, and 2D lists, and how to handle user input. Let's jump right in. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to make is all the functions for our program. So let's start with the print board function. In this function, we're going to basically be printing the board out. And then we have the player turn function. Yep, in this function, the players are going to be making their moves, deciding what to do, and yep. And then the next function we have is the check function, which will basically be to check if there are any possible wins on the board. And then finally we have the, well, not finally, then we have the full board function to check if the board is full. And then the final function that we have is the main function, which will have all of our code. So the first thing we're going to do in the function is make our, just make our board in the main function. So to make the board, we're going to be using a 2D array, which is basically just an array inside of an array. So it'll basically just be like this. Let's make our board. Alright, this will be our top row. And then, oops. And this is our board. You see how there's just array inside of arrays, like arrays inside of an array, which is a 2D array. Okay, and then we'll also put the print board, and then board, and then let's just call this, the parameter will be, let's just call it tick board, alright. And then to draw our board, let's do for I in range 0 when tick board 1, and then for Q in range when 0 tick board I, and then 1. Oh. And then we will print out tick board I through. and then put and then put these lines at the end. And also make sure to put a space and yeah, that should be enough. Alright, hold up, let's just test this out and see. Oh, again. Oh. Alright, now it should work. Perfect. Now we have our board printed out. Now we can go to the player turn. Alright, for player turn code, we are first going to need to like make all this. So make all the stuff in main that we need, such as like the input for which row and column we want it to be and which player it is. So let's start with, let's do this. Start is equal to X. And then while true, we're going to put this inside of the while loop. And so we can constantly keep printing the board again and again. And then we're also going to print player is start, which will print whose turn it is, like if it's X or O's. And then we'll do row is equal to make the input row zero to 2, and we're also going to make the column, which is equal to int input column and also 0 to 2. Alright, this is looking pretty good. And then we have to call player turn, and then start row column and board. Yep. And board. Alright, and then call all of that back to the player thing. We symbol, row, column, and let's just go with bore. Bore for this. Kind of change it a little bit. We'll just do rows. And then if bore rows column is equal to, basically this would like be I, this would basically be which one, like from the 2D array it would be either this, which would like be I, and then Q, which would be these, and then rows column. Alright, and then let's make it the symbol rows and column equal to symbol. And then we'll return true and bore. Oh. And return true and bore. Else print this spot is already taken. And return false in the board again. And then over here we'll also need to put is true, and this will be our variable, and board is equal to this, so that it can update the board. And now it's time to go to the check. Alright, now to go to the check, the first thing we'll do is if, oh, not over there, if it is true, if it's true, then we will go to win. Right. Is true would basically be like if the spy is empty and the symbol is placed. Then we will go for a win to like check if there are any wins. And we'll go to our check function, which we will put in as a parameters will be board and start. Let's just keep it board and start for this. So for this, we will basically just input each one. Um, let's go board 0, 0 is equal to board 0, 1, which is equal to, oh, double equal sign. Two, and is equal to start. So basically what this does is it checks each one, and then it will check if they're all equal to, if they're all the same, like let's say X. If they're all X and start is also X, then the player will win. The player that's X would win. Do return true. Oh, no, not that. And then basically it's just this over and over again. You know what? Let me label this. Let me just put that. These are for each row. These are for each row. So we are going to just change this. It might take some time. It's kind of tedious, but it's the most simple way to, and then 2. Perfect. Then now let's go to columns. And it's just the same thing again. Yeah, and then 0, 1, 1, 1, and 2, 1, and this would just be 2, 0, 2, 1. Wait, oh no, it'd be 0, 2 actually. Well, 0, 2, 1, 2, and finally 2, 2. So now we have the rows and columns done. Now it's just left is diagonals, which shouldn't take too long. It's just 2 cases. And diagonals, and then we will do if board, if and then we will do if board that's we'll figure that out later. Diagonals, it's okay. So 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, 2. Then for this 0, 2, 1, 1, and 2, 0. All right. So that should complete it for the check all the cases, and then let's do if win, then print board, and print, and also print winner, player, and start. And then break the while loop if the check has been cleared and someone wins. And then now let's go to the full function. Alright, for the full function, basically what we're going to do is first we're going to move, let's say, full is equal to full underscore board, and then let's send we'll send it up, and let's keep board, and then we'll do for I in range 0 when board 1. Oh, not a 1. What is this? Nope. Okay, yep, that's good. And then for J in board I, darn it. For J in board I, which is basically just each individual one. If J is equal to hashtag, then return false. If it's not a hashtag, if none of these are hashtags and they're all filled with something different, then it will return true. And then let's go back down here and then put it if full, then print, oh, not wrong one, print board, and also print it's a tie. And then break the function. And also, to change the player, we're going to do start is equal to O, oh, not O, O if start is equal to X, else, oh, no, else X. Alright. Oh, never mind. Now I understand why I forgot to put the return true for this one. That's why we were having the error down here. Alright, let me just go over everything one more time. Everything does seem to be looking good. Now, let's just try it. Alright, see? So it prints the board now, and it says player is X. So let's just go with row 2 and column 1. Oh. Where is this? Line 36. What is... Oh, I put an O instead of a 0. That's why. Alright. That's my fault. Let's go 2, and then column 1. See? 2. Row 2, and then column 1. And then... Oh. Hold up. Did I forget something? Oh, I put strat instead of start. That's, again, one more time. My fault again. Sorry. And let's see. Where is this? Line 52. Alright, I'm not sure what the problem was, but it seems like it's fixed now. Alright. And 2, 1, perfect right there. Let's go 1, 2 over there. Let's go 1, 1, let's go 0, 0, and then 0, 1. And then, see, friends, winner is player X. And, yep, that's it. Now we've completed our Tic Tac Toe game using Python. You can like try and play around with it, add like a reply option or something. You can do whatever you want. Um, like if you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any more beginner-friendly Python projects. Drop any questions or cool modifications in the comments if you want, and just tell me what you want next. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.